If you are creating YouTube videos like me and you want to turn them into SEO-friendly blog posts, then this automation flow is for you. I'm going to show you quickly how you can create blog drafts like this one based on just a transcript of your YouTube video automatically. So it takes into account all of these premium content that you have in your video, but also adds internal links to your blog posts and landing pages. It finds external links and fills all the content gaps that are needed to satisfy the SEO search intent of this topic. So this is a really good way to save time and just create one content piece and then repurpose it into other channels as well. These SEO-friendly blog articles add a lot of value and can bring lots of new customers to your business without you having to spend any additional time. And I'll quickly show you how you can set it up using my templates. And I'm using Airtable as my database, as you can see here, and make.com to automate the whole thing. I'm using Apify, which helps me to do web scraping to get that YouTube transcript and other information really easily. And I'm also using Open Router here with AI modules, doing different steps for analysis, content generation, link integration and optimization, quality control, and then final draft generation as well. And you will get this blueprint and Airtable's template if you join my private community, aimarketingmasters.com. And so today I will quickly show you what elements are within this automation, and I won't show you the step-by-step. So this is definitely a video of members of my community or for people who are more familiar with my work. So I won't be going over too many of the details that are almost always the same. So the basics, how we trigger the automation, is the same as I do with all of the other automations. So in Airtable, I'm using this actions field, and I have set up this generate content button here as one of the status fields. The field type is single select, and here's how it looks like. And this is connected to Airtable's own automation. And this is something I use in every automation. Go back to my other videos or find all of the scripts and set up instructions in my community. But basically I trigger this automation through a webhook. So if the action is generate content, then it runs a script. This script includes a webhook that gets sent to make.com. So this webhook then is captured here. And then I'm using Airtable's get a record module, where I'm just taking this record ID from the webhook, and then this outputs all of the information I have stored in my Airtable. And now if I go back here to Airtable, in this automation I also update the record, so I show the action as in progress here, so I wouldn't re-trigger the automation several times. So this is really basic. I do it with every content automation, and if you have seen other automation workflows that I've done, this is always the same. So when I go back to my database, here you can see that the main field I have is a public video link. This is a URL field type. And here I add, as the name suggests, public video link. So it has to be publicly available. It can't be a private or unlisted video. And also the video has to be a talking head video where a transcript gets generated by YouTube automatically. Then I also added an option to add additional instructions. So if you know you want something different, then you can add it here, but this is optional. And then what's new here compared to other things I've done, I'm also adding internal links. And this is linked to another table in Airtable. And if you click on this plus icon, you can search for the internal links that you have in this other table. And I will show you how I have set it up right away. So basically, I can just use this to add however many internal links I want to include in the article. Once I have added all of these internal links here, this other field next to it is actually a lookup field. You can see here, lookup field type. And this just gets the information from this other table, and it has all of the combined information, the internal links, page title, a short summary, and also the link. And then once all of this is filled out, as much as I want to fill it out, then I just choose the action generate content, and then it grabs the transcript. I add the YouTube video description here and the title as well. Also the thumbnail, in case I want to use it maybe in social media or something, I can quickly grab it here as well. But the main thing is that I get this blog draft that I can copy and paste and make changes to it. And this is really thorough, and I will show you right away how it's created. And a small disclaimer, I have tried so many different ways to get it really reliable in terms of external links. But from time to time, I still get this occasional page not found broken link. And I don't know why it still keeps happening. When I was building this automation, I ran it through several times and all of the links were correct. And then the last example, one of the links is broken. So I don't know, it's still not as reliable as I would want it to be, but it is what it is, and I'll keep working on it. But in the meantime, the same basic best practices apply. Anytime you generate content with AI, you have to go through it personally as a human as well, add your edits, make sure the quality checks are done. Even though I'm doing all of this with AI modules as well, nothing beats a final human quality check and edits. So keep this in mind when you're generating this content. But now let me show you how I'm doing these internal links here. So I have this other table for internal links set up, and this has the title field, which is the page title, blog post title. Then it also has a summary, really short one. This is AI generated based on the content as well. And then there's a link to the page. And here at the end, it also shows all of the linked videos where these links have been used. And actually, I can hide this field. I don't really need to use it. But the last field is really important. This is the combined link information. So this adds together the title, the summary, the link. And this field type is actually a formula field. This is really cool. You can do a lot of stuff with this in Airtable. So basically it uses this type of formula, and I didn't come up with this. I actually used this great formula with AI, and I just explained that I want to put all of these fields together, and I also want some punctuation separating them. And it created this formula. And then I can just save it, and it automatically takes the link, the summary, the title, and puts them all together here. And why I need them together here is because in these videos tab, the main content generation tab, I'm using this here as the lookup field. And this puts all of the links and the information together, so I can use this field in my content automation. And now back to the make.com side. I'm pulling in all of the information from Airtable. Then I'm using these internal tools in make.com to aggregate the combined internal links information. Then I'm using Apify to scrape YouTube transcript. And this is also same as I've done in other automations. So basically in Apify, I have set up YouTube Scraper, and I'm using Apify's free credits. It gives me $5 every month, and I haven't run out yet. I'm scraping one video, the one that I'm adding to Airtable as an input. I'm also making sure that I'm downloading subtitles here and running through the scraper once. And here I just have to copy this JSON code and add it to this input JSON overrides. And here you can see the dynamic element, which is the public video link. But by default, this is a placeholder URL that comes from Apify. So whatever I have added here as a direct URL will show up here. And I have to replace it with this dynamic element coming from this Airtable module. The other stuff is pretty standard. The task has to be the exact task that I have set up within Apify. And then I also have to make sure that this run synchronously setting is set up as yes. And then I save it. So this is a run a task module. The next one is get dataset items. And here the dataset ID has to be default dataset ID. And all of the other settings are pretty standard as well. And now the magic happens with these AI modules. So I'm using 5 steps to create these SEO focused blog posts, and I'm using Open Router modules. And why Open Router? Because here I can use all the AI modules, and I am using different ones. Claude Sonnet 4 for writing and Perplexity Sonar for some research. The first step is to do some analysis. Initially, I'm giving all of the YouTube video data, so the title, description, and the transcript as well. So these are the dynamic elements I need to get from this last get dataset items module from Apify. And then the prompt is all about finding the main topic and a few subtopics, and also identifying content gaps, how this video content can be turned into a really valuable SEO post. And then the second step is content generation. This is using a user prompt where it gives the analysis, it gives all the YouTube information. It now gives the additional instructions from our Airtable field that I showed you, and some requirements for the blog post as well. And I'm also using system prompt that is all about content humanizing. This is something I'm always using to make the outputs sound way better than they usually are. And the model I'm using is Claude Sonnet 4. And now the third step is link integration. Here I'm using Perplexity Sonar reasoning model, and I'm telling it to optimize this blog post, especially based on the internal links that I want to add. Here I'm using this text aggregator module that combine together all of the internal links information. I'm also telling it to add 5 to 7 external authoritative links, and I'm also giving it the block draft here. So this is step 3. Step 4 is quality control. So this module is Perplexity Sonar Reasoning Pro. And here I'm asking it to do a final quality check on this blog post. There are different requirements, as you can see here. And I want it to flag any issues and also provide requirements for the final version. I'm giving it the user instructions again, the ones that we added to Airtable, and I'm also giving the internal links once again here. And then the last and final step is about writing the new and final draft. And here I'm telling it to fix it based on the quality control report. I'm also giving the additional user instructions once again, because sometimes AI wants to kind of forget about those. And so it has the quality control report and also the blog draft. And on this module, I'm also giving it the system prompt that's all about content humanizing. And the AI model that I'm using is Claude Sonnet 4. And once this is done, I'm using Airtable's update the record module, which is pretty standard with all of the automations that I'm doing. Here I'm making sure that the actions field is now set as done. So we know that the automation has run through everything and it's done generating. Then I'm also adding the blog draft from that final content rewriting step. I'm also collecting the YouTube thumbnail URL here, the transcript, description, and title as well. And so all of this beginning and end part is pretty standard, but the new thing that I'm doing here that I haven't done that much is adding those internal links. So this is something that can save a lot of your time. And I'll give you a quick hack on how to do it really well. So once you have this table set up with title, summary, and link, you have to start collecting all of your internal links. So how I did it for this example is by using Genspark.ai. So this is an AI agent type of tool, and you will get some free credits with this as well. So you probably don't even have to pay anything for this. And once you make the account, go to the AI Sheets part here. And here the prompt that I used within the AI Sheets feature was I need to gather all my blog posts and landing pages from my site. Then I gave the site URL, astronaut.marketing, and collect the title of the blog post or page, summarize the content of the page, and add a full URL link. Use these columns, title, summary, link. And basically it will take a few minutes, but it creates this spreadsheet, and then it goes and reads your page. And then what makes it different is that this is an AI agent, so it actually goes on your website and browses through your pages. So it went on my homepage, it started capturing what was there, it started reading through, it went through my blog and all of the other pages, and then it started updating these cells based on what I was asking it to. So it's really cool to see how it starts just one by one adding this information here. And just by looking at it quickly, it seems to be all correct. I don't have that many pages on that website, but all of these seem to be correct. So I'm pretty happy with the result. So once you have the agent finished with this sheet, you can just export it here. And then it exports it to AI Drive that's inside Genspark. And when you open it up, it's saved as a CSV file, and when you open it up here, it looks like this. And you can even download it as a separate file as well. But here I was just able to copy all of this. And then when I went back to Airtable, I just pasted everything. It asks you if you want to expand the tables, and you say yes, and it fills everything up here. So this way you don't have to do it one by one. You don't have to find another tool that starts doing the scraping for you. And then once you start using this system, you can easily add these internal links on the main content generation table from here. So yeah, basically this is the automation. Come to aimarketingmasters.com and grab it, and I will help you if you run into any problems with the implementation. See you next week. Bye.